Hey guys, 828 Find Adventure. Well, it's finally time for a long-term review of the Yokohama Geolandar AT GO15 tires. I run the two 75/70/18s, and they're the E-Class tires. These being the larger tires of the Geolandars. They have the tread is the same pattern, but it's blockier. Unlike the same tire comes on the Subaru Outback Wilderness and a lot of other vehicles these days. At this size, especially in E-Class, the tire gets really rugged looking. And I'm going to show you the wear pattern on the tires. The ride quality is still good. They still seem to do great in the rain. I haven't noticed any difference. They've stayed balanced. And, the tires just run really nice. So let's check out this wear pattern and let's talk about the tires. And hey guys, if you're interested in anything I've put on this truck or done to this truck, check out my channel and check out the links below the videos. And I try to list everything that I've done to the truck and a link to the website, or if it's from Amazon, a link to Amazon. But a lot of things like the light bar and different things on the vehicle you can't get on Amazon. So I have a link to those people's websites, whether it's Toy Tech Lifts or it's Z-Roads or these other companies that sell the Grille insert or whatever. But the links are there under the videos. And, if you're interested, just go there and check them out. Okay, guys. So here's my long-term review. I've got 30K miles on here, 30,000 miles on these tires. These are the Yokohama Geolandar AT GO15s in the 275/70/18. They are an E-Class tire, so they have a maximum PSI of 80. I do not run that or anywhere near it. I run just a little bit over OE specs to get the wobble out, because you get those with the fixed sidewalls on the E-Class tires. But they're heavy duty and they've done well. They've protected me. I've pulled screws and stuff out, no leaks. They're just heavy duty tires. So anyways, I want to show you the wear on them and how they have been rotated and the way they're being rotated from this point forward. I'm going to try to get as many miles out of these as I can. It's going to come down to how safe I feel. So we'll just see. Now, I will tell you, I drive these tires on mountain roads, very curvy, up and down. They put a lot of pressure on the tires with the weight of a vehicle like this. And, I like to drive my truck. So tires don't usually last the recommended manufacturer miles, like 50,000 miles. They usually don't go that far for me. I get a little, I don't feel they're that safe. So I, when they start getting up towards that mileage, so I go ahead and replace them. So let's go ahead and check out the wear on these tires. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with the passenger side, two tires. And I will show you here, the passenger sides have worn on the outside just a little bit more, and I'll show you the difference, than the driver's side. So that being said, I've heard that that's common with the Tundras, and you should crisscross rotate them, which I haven't done. I've had this done at the dealer because these tires and wheels are very heavy. So, the way the dealer does it is they do them front to back, front to back, front to back. So basically, this front right tire wears on the outside. They rotate it to the back, and it just keeps wearing down a little more. But basically, you can tell I still have pretty good wear. I mean, I still have some mileage out of this. Now, I will show you, this is the 3 Mountain Peak. So if you look right here, there's one of my wear points right here. And I think that's to let me know that maybe the softer tread is wearing out, because there's still a good, look at that. There's still a good quarter inch or more depth down in there. But this wear mark is starting to show through there. So, you know, it's going to be up to me, see how much I can get out of these. They still look really good. They still have plenty of traction, uh, you know. So let's check out the back one that I've been rotating back and forth front to back. So as you can see, this one's worn on the outside too, compared to that side. And that's because it's front to back. So the front passenger side wears. It wears, you know, it wears more than any of the tires, that front passenger side. And so you rotate them front to back, and basically both your tires on the passenger side will be worn like this. So, but as you can tell, you know, everything's real even, the tread and everything. Real happy with these tires. The ride quality is great. For an AT tire this size, they're quiet. Um, you know, let's go ahead and let's swing around to the driver's side, and I'll show you what I mean by they don't have as much. So as you can see on this one, you can still see a little bit of this piece here, which, you know, like back there, and you know, they still wear on the outside a little, but they're not wearing as fast. Let me show you the front one. You can see what I mean. This little part of the design right here, you know. So I've got a little bit, and you can see the little wear mark there. There's like a 16th of an inch more tread on this tire, the front driver's side, than any of the other tires. Now this one's been rotated front to back as well, which is why, again, if we go to the back, you'll see that section right there I'm talking about. The other side doesn't have that at all. It's worn past it. And that's because that front passenger side tire wears on the outside. This everything's in balance, everything's aligned well, everything works well. The problem is you have to crisscross rotate these tires. And that's what I've learned, and I'm going to have to do that. But as you can tell, tires, you know, 30,000 miles. I mean, they had some deep lugs when I got them. But, you know, maybe I can get 5 to 10 out of these. Depends on how they do in the winter. It might be wearing past that soft rubber that gives it the 3 mountain peak, but that's okay. It's 4-wheel drive. They're still really deep. They're still doing well in the rain, and they hold their pressure well. You know, so let's go around. Let's look at this other side again. So they're wearing well, driving nice, smooth. They're still, you know, I drive a couple of different cars sometimes during the week, a Ridgeline and a Subaru. Those, of course, are quieter, much quieter. So these have a little bit of a tire noise, but it doesn't bother me. You know, with people in the car and traveling long miles on the highway, you know, and it does depend on the pavement. You hit some nice new pavement, they're super quiet. So, you know, they do well. You know, there's no excessive noise like from wear or anything like that. They're the same. So I wanted to show you this because I know I've done some reviews on the tires, but I haven't done a extended, you know, a review on the, you know, it's 30K miles, you know, to see how they're doing. But, you know, they're wearing fine. So it's important. Let me give you some tips here. Go in and ask for a full alignment. Don't tell them to check your alignment, because they might just drive it down the road and it might drive straight, but something might be wonky with it. So if you're going to get an alignment, get a full alignment. Pay for it. Have them put it up on the rack. Have them do everything. You can't tell anything from a test drive most of the time. And, you know, it's just a way for, you know, a check alignment is like, you know, if they're real busy, they'll go, oh, we'll check it. You don't need a full alignment. We'll check it. You know, they won't tell you they're busy and they're covered up with a ton of business, but, you know, a check alignment just saves them time. But, you know, what you want is you want it up on the rack. You want a full alignment, and you just want it inspect and perfect. That'll keep your tires from wearing out. The next thing is tire pressure. B-class tires, you need to run a little more tire pressure than OE spec. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you what I do. Don't do it. Do what's inside the door jamb. Air your tires up to whatever they are. You can experiment to get rid of any wobble you have with E-Class tires. Wobble comes around 50 or 60. Play with the tire pressure. I found that going with OE spec, I could not get rid of the wobble at 50 or 60 miles an hour. So I had to put a little more tire pressure in, and it got rid of the wobble, and I haven't had it ever since. That said, if you don't run E-Class, run what the door jamb says on your truck. Run what the factory says to run those tires at, and they'll run fine. They'll stay in balance, they'll wear even, and everything. But different class tires are made differently. These have a really thick sidewall, and they're a very heavy tire. So you have to play with that, because if you don't have much air in them, they're just like this thick, giant glob of plastic, going down the road trying to conform to things, and they don't do it very well. So you air them up, and they do really good. Do not air them up to maximum. That's for towing certain weight. I'm not sure, but don't do that. Follow the specs. Listen to your mechanic. Listen to the installers, and be safe. But to make these run right, I did have to put a little more air pressure in them, just a little more. But other than that, just remember that. And another thing about balancing, if you get new tires and you drive out of the dealership where you got the tires or the tire place, and your steering wheel's doing this at any speed, I don't care if it's 30 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, 60, 80. If your steering wheel's shaking, if you can feel that shaking, even if it only shakes at like 50 miles an hour for like 50 to 55, if it shakes, your tires are out of balance and they're going to wear down fast. And you spend a ton of money on these tires. Take it back. I know it's a pain. Take it back and say it's not right. Make them fix it. Make them mess with those tires until it's right. If they say they can't do it, tell them to recalibrate their wheel balancer, or ask them when the last time they recalibrated their balancing machine was. And get those tires right. Tires are expensive. You're going to spend $1,500 on tires these days. You don't want them wearing out quicker, and because your steering wheel's shaking all over the place and they're out of balance. Take it back. I don't care how many times you have to take it back. I took this thing back like 3 or 4 times after they put them on new, till we figured out that they needed a little more pressure in the tire. That fixed it. So it wasn't necessarily the balancing, but we did troubleshoot it and got it right. Which anybody who's selling you a product or something, you're their customer. You're buying from them. They need to, as somebody who's selling you something, make it right. You'll come back and spend money there next time. Anyways, that's my rant. You should never have a shaky steering wheel after you get tires installed. Now, if you get a shaky steering wheel when you're applied the brake real hard, coming down from like 60 miles an hour to like 10 miles an hour, and your steering wheel shakes, you've got warped rotors. If that's the only time it happens, get those rotors replaced, and it'll get rid of that shake. But if you always have a shake at 50 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, your steering wheel shaking like this, your tires are out of balance, take them back to where you got them, and get those wheels balanced, because those tires are going to get eaten up, and you're just wasting your money. So that's my 2 cents. Okay, guys, I hope you like this video on my long-term review of the Yokohama Geolandar AT GO15s. I like these tires. I had them on my Tacoma for 5 years. I've had them on this truck for 30,000 miles. So, I'll probably get these again. I really want to try a different tire, but these have been so good that I'll probably go back get these again. I'm just really happy with them. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. If you would, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and please comment. Let me know about the tires you have and what you like, and let me know if you have any questions about these tires. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'm not a tire sales guy, and I'm not a manufacturer or anything like that. I'm just a dude with a truck. So, let me know if you have any comments, questions, whatever. Just put those below. I will also provide links to all kinds of stuff I've done on this truck, like the sequential taillights that I got with little sequential blinkers that are pretty cool and different things. All those links are under the video in the description, and I will see you next time. See ya.